All
Next up
right.
is a dope brother. Karev, come on, talk to the man.
Peace, what's going on?
What's up, man? How are you?
Money B, we ain't talking a minute, bro. It's a pleasure to see you again. Need to come back
Appreciate you.
out to Jersey sometime. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I definitely got to get out there. So the actual company, um, Tapioca that do these cards, they're out of Jersey City, New Jersey. They're
Okay.
based in New Jersey, so I definitely got to get out there to
We
get
talked
down with that.
before. We
Uh,
talked before, and I told you you one of my favorite West Coast MCs of all time, period. I mean,
nice.
from one of my favorite verses from you is from Call It What You Want with Butter Law and Pac. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because I think I told you before when you was on Heritage Hip Hop, that's the verse that made me look at you like, oh, he got a lot of style, not just one.
Yeah.
And
Right.
following you from Raw Fusion, even till you had a song, which I think is a classic, Come Here with Young Hump.
Right.
You've
And Too
always been a
Short.
chameleon that can not only adapt to the beat, but you can also make the beat because of your vocal tone.
Hmm.
So I want to give you respect for that. And I want to ask you a question because hip hop always gets thrown into the youth versus the so-called old, and we have a lot of
Hmm.
ageism. And a lot of veteran artists are asked, how do you feel about the music today?
Hmm.
As a veteran artist, I want to flip it to you.
Sure.
Being that you've been active in the game from the 90s and still active now, what do you think about hip hop's beats today? And should more veterans work with newer producers to show the hip hop community, in your opinion, that an artist is not defined by the beat, but the beat is what helps the listener understand the artist better? Do you agree, or how do you feel about that?
I wholeheartedly agree with you. Right. So I feel like so you even listen to my music and let's just say this new project, right? That song Sit Next to Me, produced by XL from Chicago, but has a real like a it has a real laid back West Coast sort of sound, right? But then if you go to the next track all day, you would swear, I'm in the South Bronx or something. Like you like so I don't, a lot of people and producers be like, well, what kind of beats you like? And I'm like, I just like dope music. I don't care what it is. I don't care about the tempo. I don't care what style. Like if you give me a dope Miami bass track, I'm gonna jump on it and rock that thing. You know what I mean? And I just came back from and shout out to Deep Concept Media who managed my digital content. But I was in New York, there in Long Island, and I was there. And while I was there, I did a song with PMD from EPMD, and that sounds nothing like "Sit Next to Me." Straight up, it sounds like what you would when I say EPMD. We coming like, and it's PMD, like the rough, rugged, raw like P. That PMD is that, right? But then I also have songs with Mr. Mix from Two Live Crew. Like I said, I got a joint on this new project with Crazy Bone, and that's more that flavor. So I just feel like, oh, in hip hop, we've always evolved, and that might be a common theme of everything that I do and I say because I feel strongly about it. You can't just get stuck on something, right? Because when we were rhyming in 1988, or just say 1984, 85, by 1988, 89, the samples that came, the beat had changed. So the people who weren't willing to adapt and start rhyming on sampled music got left behind, right? Because when I started rapping, it was the Run DMC era and just straight up Davy DMX, Lynn drum machines, right? And then we moved on into the 2000s, and then the South got popular, and the swing of the beat started to change, right? All of that. So this is nothing new. Like you just you move along with the times. The one thing that I can control and I can keep consistent is me, right? When as long as I sound like MoneyB, I don't care if it's a country track, a rock track, a down south track, a trap track, whatever track. I'm just gonna get on it and be me, and hopefully, it 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 translates. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a sense, I kind of feel like that's also been one of the things that maybe held people back from really getting into, like, say, a MoneyB music, because they can't just latch on to me being one thing. Like, Spice One, you listen to it, you're gonna hear some gangster shit. When you listen to MoneyB, you don't know what you're gonna get from track to track, because I don't like pander to one stereotype or one sort of style or one thing like that. I kind of just, if I feel it, I'm gonna try it. And I've never been afraid to experiment or try new things.
That's what's up. And we always talk about giving people their flowers and stuff. Like I said, I
Mhm.
told you before, you're one of my favorite West Coast MCs, period. And I
Thank you.
want to give you something that maybe someone has never said to you, but this really is on my spirit tonight. Are you comic book head?
Yes.
You like the Avengers or the Justice League? Which team did you like?
I'm
X-Men?
more Marvel.
So, Avengers, X-Men?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Well, check this out. We always remember the strong guy or the girl
mhm,
that's flashy or the person that leads the team. But the most important member of the squad is the reader. Because if you don't take the mind on the adventure to understand the journey that they're on, then it
mhm,
really doesn't mean anything to you. That book is nothing but paper. I give you credit because from Raw Fusion, Digital Underground, Solo, Above the Law, wherever you're on, you took me to a place where not only were the rhymes are dope, but you gave me perspective of what real funk is with your flow. So
mm.
may the Most High bless you. If you ever want to return to Heritage Hip Hop, it's always there. But more meaningful, I appreciate the fact that you are hip hop, you do hip hop, and you live hip hop. And though hip hop does a piss poor job of saying thank you, I want to say thank you for never giving up and being the best man you've been. Salute.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, big bro. Karev.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Real hip hop.